Hello, everyone. It's finally time. The day of uploading, at least. You might not be listening to it on the day of, but today is Halloween night, October 31st.
It's spooked.
Ooh. Did Brian scare you there? He scared me, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Talking Toku, and it's the only podcast where we talk about dinosaur monsters and sci-fi adventures. I got that mixed up, but I don't care. I'm going to keep rolling with it. And yeah, I'm David. I'm the host.
I'm Brian. What's up? We're talking about some cringe today.
We're talking about a little bit cringe. Just a tiny droplet of cringe, if you will. If you recall, on our last episode, we teased it. Or we didn't tease it. We came out right and said it. We're talking about the NES Godzilla Creepypasta from 2011. So that should give you an idea of how we're going on this today. I had not read the Creepypasta. I don't know if I read it back then in 2011, but it's certainly been a number of years since I read it. So it was interesting, to say the least, going back to it. And Brian, I've never read it before.
Never read it, and I had a very similar reaction to my reaction to most creepypasta, which is that it's very clearly written by amateurs and kind of cringe.
We'll get into it. I think,
but I guess that's part of the appeal for some people. But for me, it's we'll
get into it. There's things, context to discuss, I feel, in that regard. But
okay.
To start things off, we have a surprising amount of news, actually, more than I thought we would get this late in the year, and also just before the Godzilla Day festivities. But I don't know. Let's get into it. Brian, what's going on? What's happening?
Oh my God, can you believe it? The most popular recent Godzilla movie, Godzilla -1, is in theaters again.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Godzilla and Kong, the New Monkey.
No.
That's not the most popular
movie. That one didn't
movie.
win an Oscar.
That's true. But, well, it might. It might next year.
Oh.
Who knows?
God, that would be cool, but also embarrassing.
Can you? What if Godzilla x Kong, the New Monkey, wins Best Picture at the Oscars next year, Brian?
Man, what a 180 the Oscars gonna be taking.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like the Academy is like all that knowledgeable. They've taken a couple of L's in their time.
A couple.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time when they had the category for like most popular recent movie or something?
That was like not an actual category. That was like a fan vote online.
I know, but it was them trying to appease like the superhero fans or whatever.
And what happened was the Snyder cultists rigged it, and they made the Zack Snyder Justice League like win the whole thing.
What an embarrassing time in history.
So they didn't do that after that 1 year. They were smart enough to not do it again.
I guess that's good that they learned their lesson.
Yeah.
But God. Zack Snyder cultists, you guys need to get a life.
They're whack, dude. Listen, I liked Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I didn't like it that much, all right? Slow your roll. But yeah, Godzilla -1 is back in theaters, I think, this weekend, because they're doing it for Godzilla Day. So I think it's an all weekend thing, and Minus Color is also part of that. So if you didn't catch Minus Color in the 1 week it was in theaters here, now's your chance. I'm probably not gonna go to see it because, like you and I talked about, I'd rather it have been something I hadn't seen multiple times in theaters.
Yeah.
I would like to see something I hadn't seen in theaters before.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of stupid that they're releasing it like literally within a year
Yeah. I mean,
when it came out.
it makes a certain kind of sense because -1 is the movie Toho did for the 70th anniversary, and we are officially in the year of the 70th anniversary, so it makes sense to some degree, and also because it's really popular. It's the one that like broke the Japanese Toho Godzilla stuff into the mainstream, so it makes a certain kind of sense. So I understand why they're doing it. It's just, you know, us diehards would have liked something a little different, I think, but.
I don't know, but wouldn't it have made more sense for them to do like a double? Like one day they had -1, and then like at another Showtime or something they had like one of the older ones. Like,
yeah, I suppose.
I just feel like a lot of people saw -1.
Oh, they
like,
did for sure.
I think I just I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of boring, you know. It's kind of lame, I guess.
No, I see what you mean.
I don't know.
I don't know how. I can't pretend to know how Fathom Events works. I don't even know if the -1 really re-release is a Fathom event, but I mean, I would have liked to see. I mean, I would say the original, but I feel like I've seen the original a couple of times in theaters now. So me personally, I would have been like, yeah, whatever, because I also like just saw it in theaters just a couple months ago, but like. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, celebrate the 50th anniversary of that movie. That'd be cool to see that in theaters. Because I missed out on that during G-Fest. I'm still upset about that. Well, I don't know what else. I mean, it's not like the Fathom events have really been paying attention to the anniversaries, really. I mean, they had Godzilla 2000 the one time for seemingly no reason. But I don't know. They could do whatever, but... -1's what's popular, so I guess it makes sense.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. And moving on, some not so fun news. This actually sort of happened right after we finished recording last week, I think. But it was weird. There was some weirdness about it. The news went public before the family wanted it to, so that's why there was like some. That's why I told you, Brian. I'm like, oh, maybe not. I don't know. There's something about it. Anyways, Keizo Murase, who is the legendary kaiju sculptor and director of the upcoming Brush of the God, unfortunately passed away at the age of 89, which is really, really a damn shame. So I'm trying to find the actual article. Maybe if I go to the Kickstarter, I'm sure they have a thing there for it. Get some more details. I should have had this up, but that's on me. Yeah, so this is from the Kickstarter campaign. Mr. Keizo Murase, general director of Brush of the God, who had been under medical treatment for some time, passed away at 2021 on October 14th at the age of 89. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all those who supported this film and made it possible for me as general director to make this project, which had not been realized for more than 40 years, into a movie and to release it in nearly 90 theaters nationwide in Japan. On September 1st, we were also able to give a staged reading at Aeon Cinema Musashi Murayama, the closest movie theater to Tetseni Limited Company. We would like to thank all backers, producers Daisuke Sato. So there doesn't seem to be a ton of details on how he died, but he said he was under medical treatment for some time, and he was 89. He was not young, to say the least, but it's huge loss. I mean, I've done it multiple times, but I'm gonna bring up his credits again to tell you guys exactly how much he's done and what he's worked on. Let's see. Varan, Mothra, King Kong vs. Godzilla, Mothra vs. Godzilla, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Ultra Q, Ever Horror of the Deep, Wrath of Daimajin, Return of Daimajin, Gamera the Giant Monster, Gamera vs. Gyaos, Gamera vs. Virus, Ultraman Ace, Zone Fighter, Terror of Mechagodzilla, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Need I go on?
Dude got around.
He got around. And of course, Howl from Beyond the Fog. Brush of the God is not yet available here in the States, but Kaiju United, friend of the show, Jacob Lingle, did get a screener, and he has a review up on the website for that. And from what he told me, from what the review says, it's a perfect swan song. I mean, that was the whole point. This was supposed to be Murase's swan song, but it's gonna hit a lot harder because the movie is about a special effects artist and the legacy he leaves behind after he dies.
Oh, damn.
So whenever this movie actually gets released here in the States, I think I'm gonna start crying, brother.
Yeah, you probably are.
Yeah, so
Damn, bro.
let's see. But yeah, rest in peace, Keizo Murase. That's a pretty monumental loss for the kaiju community.
Yeah, rest in peace.
All right, Brian.
Well,
tell us.
let's try and move on.
Let's do a total 180 and tell total 180. What's going on?
Total 180. We're getting Emmy in GigaBash.
In some regard. Yeah. It's not unclear. November 28th, GigaBash is getting an Ultraman Rising expansion. Unclear what that entails, whether it's just a skin for base Ultraman or if they're putting Rising Ultraman and Emmy as their own characters. I don't know, but
I could see it go both ways.
Same, yeah, because
you know what? I just thought about it. Emmy could be a skin for like Wooly, potentially. Well, they're both very rotund.
Is that the only reason?
Yes.
Emmy can fly though. Wooly cannot fly.
Oh yeah, you're right. Damn. I don't know. I mean, GigaBash, they could have been working on this for a while, so I can see it as being two new characters.
Yeah, they could have. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for it for sure. I mean,
they already have two different kinds of Ultramen in there, so
yeah. So I'm excited for it, and if I can play as Emmy, that'd be really really cool. I would love to kick ass as that tiny baby. It'd be awesome.
How would you feel if Emmy was just a companion that like goes around with Ultraman Rising, like that Ultraman, like if he just like chills out in the stage and just watches you fight?
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah,
I thought
that was the other thing I was gonna be.
I thought you were gonna go with what if Emmy's like just insanely overpowered.
I mean,
that'd be funny too. That'd be really funny.
Honestly, that would be a bold choice, and I would respect it. Making Emmy the OP choice in the game, because right now it's King Ghidorah and Alien Baltan are like the most OP ones I can figure. So
I still have not played around with Ghidorah like at all.
He's just big, and he can just hit like hover in the air forever, man.
That's so. I don't know. I was doing pretty damn well with Balzar.
Oh yeah, I was playing Balzar.
He's fun. Night, I love how Balzar plays. He's fast. He can zip around that stage, insane.
Yeah.
I would also.
I had posed the possibility of doing a retrospective episode on GigaBash to talk about how far the game has come. So we may potentially do that someday.
Yeah, I would.
Or we'll just do a live stream. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like all our Resident Evil 6 live streams, all one of them.
Oh yeah, we should do more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one last thing.
Maybe one of these days before Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, probably not, because Halloween is in 3 days.
That's fair. Whatever.
One last thing before we move on to the next news segment. She wasn't in the trailer, the teaser. Like it was like 40 seconds long, but I would really love to see Gigantron as a playable character. I think she would be a lot of fun to play as. But I can see them just adding Ken and Emmy. So well, I don't know. Who knows? We'll see when.
Oh, what about the giant Pacific Rim robot?
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, if they just do a whole like 4-character pack with Ken, Emmy, Gigantron, and I don't even think that thing got a name.
I don't think so. I'm just calling it the Pacific Rim robot.
Yeah.
I don't know. That does seem like significantly more work.
It does, but
So
listen,
I would a safe bet it's just Emmy and Ultraman.
Yeah.
So
because the last couple packs have been just the 2 characters. So
yeah.
I wouldn't, regardless, I'm excited for it either way. So there. Anyways, holy shit, IDW just announced a ton of new Godzilla comics. I'm like a little surprised by how many they actually announced. It's kind of insane. Let me bring them up because there's some interesting sounding ones in this new go around here. So first up we have Godzilla Heist, which I don't know about you, Brian. I think that's going to be a heist story.
I mean, it is very unique. So I would be down to see a heist movie taking place alongside a Godzilla attack.
Let's see.
Fuck yeah.
Let me see if I can find. Here we go. All right, so this is the solicitation first. So this is coming out February 19th. It's from writer Van Jensen and artist Kelsey Ramsey, who are 2 people I do not know because I'm not as into comics as I would like. But here's the solicitation. What if you could predict when and where Godzilla would appear? What if you knew at the perfect opportunity to pull off the heist of the century? Jai is a young man who knows 2 things. A heist needs a good distraction, and there's no distraction like Godzilla. So when Jai discovers Godzilla responds to his specific energy signals he can send into the atmosphere, he creates the perfect opportunity to stage high-profile heists in the middle of Godzilla attacks. But these heists put Jai on the radar of some very dangerous men who want Jai to work with them to pull off the most dangerous job the world has ever seen. I mean, that sounds like a pretty rad concept. I understand that there's another comic, the Kaiju Job. I think it's basically, I mean, it may just be called the Kaiju Heist too. That's very, very similar. Kaiju Score, sorry, that's what it's called. Kaiju Score, which I think is getting a movie at some point too. But it's basically like the same concept, like staging a heist during a kaiju attack. But now it's got the Godzilla name attached to it, so it's there we go. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's getting a movie.
What are they gonna do? They gonna offer Godzilla some money and be like, "Hey, just go over there and throw you some money."
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, they just form like an agreement, like a formal agreement with Godzilla.
What would Godzilla do with money though? What would he do?
He would contribute taxes to the government of Japan so they can rebuild their buildings so that he can destroy them again. Oh,
so he's committing tax fraud.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. I always knew Godzilla that they fully oh god, what's his name? Like the gangster who got arrested for tax fraud and the other violent crimes in the 20s.
Oh, that was oh my god, he was in Boston or whatever, or in that area. I don't remember, dude.
He's like the biggest gangster. He's like the biggest gangster. What is his name? Why am I forgetting?
Dude,
this is embarrassing. Al Capone, thank you. Holy shit, that was bad. That was bad.
They got him on tax fraud, and then because they couldn't pin any of the murders he committed on them.
That's how they get Godzilla. They finally take him down for tax fraud.
Yeah, they can't tie him to the swaths of buildings and land destroyed, but they you know what? They got the paper trail for tax fraud.
There we go. We found out the key. Right. We don't need no oxygen
IDW
destroyer.
Should hire us.
They should.
IDW should hire us, yeah.
Well, I mean, so one of the other comics they're doing is Godzilla versus America, which is a 4-issue anthology series where he attacks a certain city in America in each issue. So the first one coming up on February 26th, that's my birthday, is Godzilla versus Chicago, which is kind of interesting. Oh, God. What if they do? What if they have G-Fest in the comic?
I think Godzilla. Well, here's the thing, though, Dave, is that if Godzilla goes to New York, then feasibly we can have a real matchup of Godzilla versus a train full of rats.
Oh my god, Brian! I'm shocked you even remember that, but You're so right. You're so right. That
Yeah.
could be huge. That could be huge.
This is huge.
Well, now
I think we should just leave this without context.
we
and
should.
Just don't
We
explain it
should.
to them.
Just keep in mind the concept of Godzilla versus a train full of rats. That's all you need to know. If
Yep.
you really want to know, go back. Like, I don't even know how many episodes. I don't even know what year we did that during. But we did an episode.
I don't even remember if we remembered if we ever did talk about it.
No, we
on
definitely
the
did.
show.
We did. We did.
We did.
We
Okay.
definitely did.
All right.
But it was on. No, I can't spoil it because then people will know which episode to go find. So I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
You know, I'll cut it out. I'll bleep it out. It was on the episode. It was just like the episode we did.
Oh, of course it was. Okay, that
what
makes
else?
sense.
What else would it have been in?
Of course it was. So it's probably one of the first ones we fucking thought of too.
I don't think
my
so. I
God.
think we kind of built up to it. Just because it would have been fun. It would have been weird to open on such an insane concept. But yeah. So I don't know if there'll be. He doesn't say what any other cities aside from Chicago. I don't think Boston's going to happen because Godzilla's already been in Boston and Godzilla King of the Monsters. But Seattle, Brian, that seems kind of likely.
Oh my God! Thank you, Godzilla. We really, really need that.
Yeah, I think you need
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Seattle can. It's there. It's full of tech bros and yucky.
Yeah.
Yucky.
It's gross. I've been there once and it was kind of gross. So
I'm telling you, dude. Everything in like southern Washington is kind of icky. Sorry.
Yeah, it ain't nice.
Coincidentally, the closer you get to Oregon, the ickier things get.
I don't know. I haven't been in Oregon since in 20 years, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But and then the last series we got, which is the one I'm most excited for, is Mothra, Queen of the Monsters. It's a Mothra solo comic, which is huge. And it's being done by writer Sophie Campbell, who did a bunch of the IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, which I haven't read any of, but I have heard they're really great. I like Sophie Campbell, and of course Matt Frank is doing the artwork, and it sounds awesome. Like here's the solicitation: Mothra has fallen after a fearsome battle with a terrifying new kaiju, Antra, which I think I sent you the picture of Antra, and he or she looks really, really cool. It's a big ant monster. It's awesome. Without its protector, the world has entered into a state of desolation. Kaiju roam freely, and what remains of humankind has been forced into hiding. But all hope is not lost. Mira is a young woman living in the wasteland who believes she lost her entire family in Mothra's final stand. That is, until her missing twin shows up at her door with two fairies. If her sister is to be believed, Mira might hold the key to the rebirth of Mothra and the Earth's return to normalcy. They just have to travel back in time and get its egg from the Jurassic period first. So it's a Mothra time travel story, which sounds awesome. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I just looked at the Antra art that you sent me. It looks pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And the Mothra design, so they redesigned Mothra, and I think I saw Matt
I'm
call
pretty
it.
sure I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, it's Mothra Gemini, I think they're calling her, and I love the design. It's really, really neat. I like how fluffy she is. I like how she looks a little more like a traditional moth with those like kind of feathery antenna. I really, really love that look.
Yeah, me too.
I
was
really
gonna say I really dig the fluffy collar.
Here, there's
the mane.
That's the one from Sophie Campbell. I love Sophie Campbell's artwork. She's really, really great. I have her cover of the Godzilla 70th anniversary special. It's like one of the most terrifying pieces of Godzilla art I've seen. He's like mostly in shadow. It's really creepy. I'll send it to you later if I remember. But yeah,
I want to see that. You better remember. Damn.
Fine, I'll do it right now then. Jeez. But yeah, all those sound really, really cool. IDW is knocking it out of the park. I've been kind of behind on reading some of their newer stuff, but I really, really like all these concepts. So yeah, there you go, Brian. I sent it to you.
Whoa, that is pretty creepy.
It's so cool, right? I love that piece so much.
Yeah, I like that. It's pretty good.
All right. What else is going on? I forgot that's how I worded this.
We are getting 2 Predator movies next year. Pretty fucking crazy.
2 Predator movies.
See that one coming.
I know. So it was announced in such a weird way. Like I can't remember who was getting interviewed. I think it was the Hollywood Reporter who was doing the interview, but I can't remember who they were interviewing. But basically the question was, so the next Predator movie is getting a theatrical release, correct? Because as we know, Prey did not get a theatrical release. It went straight to streaming on Hulu. And the answer was basically...
Bad.
I know. The answer was basically yes and no. And they were like, what the hell are you talking about? And so the guy goes, well, there's the live action Predator movie with Elle Fanning that just wrapped shooting that will be coming out in theaters next year. Yes. But also Dan Trachtenberg did another one secretly in addition to this that we're also releasing next year. Just totally casually. They're like, he did another Predator movie.
That's fucking dope.
Rumors are that it is an animated anthology film. I don't know if that's true. I mean, the fact that he specified that the one being coming to theaters was a live action film certainly lends credence to that theory. I would love to see an animated Predator film. I think that would be awesome, but I don't know if it's an anthology thing. I don't know. I think it's wild that we're getting 2 Predator movies in the first place, but the fact that they're both from Dan Trachtenberg, I think that's gonna be huge because Prey was excellent. I have not seen anything from Dan Trachtenberg that I haven't really enjoyed, so I don't know.
And it's also looking like we're gonna get a new AVP.
That was in that same interview. It definitely sounded more likely than not that we're getting a new Alien versus Predator. They did mention that they were gonna try to make it into like a cinematic universe kind of thing instead of just like a crossover film, which I don't totally love. But I mean that's kind of the way of the world right now. There's not much I can do about that.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But I don't know. Listen, if they do it good, then they can do it good. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter. Because again,
that tracks, Dave.
Yes, it does. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I mean, like Fede Alvarez said, he would only do an Alien versus Predator if he could co-direct with Dan Trachtenberg. So if that's the route they end up going, it could be really, really, really good. I don't know if that is how they're going to do, but we'll see. But yeah, 2 Predator movies next year. And you know what? Screw it. We'll probably review both of them because I love the Predator movies, except for the Predator. Yeah.
Which I still got to watch.
We're gonna do it eventually, Brian. Now that October's almost over, we're going to have more free time to watch stuff that's not horror and more dumb stuff. Like the Predator.
I know. Yep.
So.
Yeah. You know what? I can wait.
I was gonna say, it's like, can you really not wait? Really?
I can wait.
All right. So speaking of Ultraman Rising again, there's a little bit of an update on the potential of a sequel. So, I can't remember who posted this, and I could tell you if my internet would load, but it's not. But someone basically said, so their Lightbox Expo was this past weekend, and Shannon Tyndall, the director of Ultraman Rising, basically gave an update on the sequel for Ultraman Rising. So I think Christopher Sean, who is the voice of Kansato, wasn't super confident about the possibility of a sequel, but Shannon Tyndall did say, like, regardless of that fact, he's already writing it. So whether or not we even get a sequel, he's still writing a script for it. And he has a title in mind. It's Ultraman Fallen, which, hey, that makes sense. Ultraman Rising, Ultraman Fallen. Whoa.
Do you think he's going to fall over?
I mean, he fell over a bunch of times in Ultraman Rising, so I would say it's a pretty good bet.
True. Yeah, true. That's true. Okay.
But Yeah, that's kind of all there is. Again, if my internet would load, I could tell you more, because I think he did post on Twitter about that particular thing. Because the Hollywood Handle kind of, the headline they put was misleading. It said an Ultraman Rising sequel isn't in the works, titled Ultraman Fallen. It's like, yeah, it's not really in the works. He's just working on it. There's nothing confirmed as of yet. Don't get me wrong, I would love to see a sequel, because, as you guys know, we adored that movie. But it's
watch
unclear.
a review of it or listen to it.
Yeah, and just watch the movie more. Watch it like 5 more times. I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah, just have it on a loop permanently.
Honestly,
forever.
show Netflix that we can get a sequel. It'd be really cool. But yeah. So it's whether or not a sequel happens, Shannon Tyndall very clearly has an idea he wants to put out in the world. Who knows? Maybe we'll get it in like a comic form or something. That'd be nice.
Yeah, the Route of Pacific Rim.
Yeah. I honestly forgot about that already.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, that was where the news is going to end, but I just wanted to insert another little news story in here. But Alien Romulus is getting a VHS release, which is kind of nutty nowadays.
I feel like VHS is like starting to kind of make a comeback, because I think
it's starting to get like to become like vinyl. Like kind of like a vinyl situation.
Because I think, like,
which I get it. I mean, VHS looks really nice on a shelf. So.
It does. Like, I think Terrifier 2 got a VHS release as well. So yeah, it is. I think you're right. It's starting to become it's starting to go the route of vinyl, which is strange to think about. Because, like, with vinyl, there's that argument of like, oh, you can hear the fidelity in the music on the physical here instead of a digital thing. But like VHS it's gonna be standard def regardless.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get any more visual fidelity with that.
There are people who argue that it looks the best, and like it looks nostalgic.
So,
but
you could.
I wouldn't say
it depends.
It
depends on the context, because friend of the show Jacob, he is of the opinion, and I don't know if I agree with him because I never saw it on that format. But something like an older film, and the example he used was Dawn of the Dead, looks better when it looks shittier, because when you're watching like a 4K restoration of a movie like that, you start to see like how cheap everything looks. But when you're watching it in standard def, it looks more believable, because you can't see like every single pore on the, and every single like little minute tear on the makeup or whatever. And I think that makes sense. I just never saw many movies like that in that format. Like, I've seen mostly like high def 4K restorations and stuff like that, but I can see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
But on something like Alien Romulus, I don't think it really matters. I don't think you're not going to get much out of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can see like because that makes sense, because like you have like obviously the more pixels you have, the more you can see and the higher definition it gets. And for old movies, like, yeah, you're going to see how shitty everything is, and you'll be able to see like strings or like a prosthetic effects differently, and it overall affects how it looks. But it also makes me think that like maybe Alien Romulus, like having it on that lower def might kind of potentially iron out some of the questionable effects that they included. Maybe. I kind of doubt it, but
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
You'll just have to get a VHS player and find out.
Maybe I have been thinking like if VHS really starts to become like a format that people start to buy again, like we're gonna see a pretty large influx of VHS players get thrown back onto the market.
Jesus Christ.
Kind of wild.
I just looked up a VHS player. Hold on.
They're expensive. They're very expensive.
This one is $1,000.
Yeah. I mean, my mom has a TV with a VHS player still like built into it, and I told her to hang on to that thing because it's going to be worth gold in the future.
That is insane. I didn't think they were this expensive.
Yeah, no, they're fucking expensive because they all got thrown out and destroyed and recycled, so there's not many of them.
Wild, dude. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I would have thought you could get one for like $50 or something, but no. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Okay. Well,
wasn't it always also announced that Romulus is actually getting a sequel now?
Yes,
like confirmed?
yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was also part of that interview with about Predator, both Predator movies and all that stuff. It wasn't just Alien Predator; it was just 20th Century Studios in general. Like they announced the next Planet of the Apes as well, and some other stuff, I'm sure. But yeah, they announced an Alien Romulus sequel. Kaylee Spaney, and I can't remember the actor who played the android, whose character name I'm also forgetting. So that really is awesome.
Andy.
David Johnson.
Andy
I knew it was David something, but I wasn't 100% sure. But yeah, Kaylee Spaney and David Johnson are both back for that sequel, so it looks like they are going to continue that storyline. So.
Pretty stoked about that. I'm stoked about all this new Alien and Predator shit.
Mm-hmm. They're back,
it's
baby.
All good so far, and I hope it continues.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Hell yeah.
But that is the news. Goddamn, we've gone through almost 40 minutes talking about the news. We got to talk about some spooky stuff, Brian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Spooky.
You're really, really excited to talk about this, aren't you? I can tell.
Spooky.
So
we're talking about creepypastas today.
Yes, we are, and
a creepypasta,
and you know it's one of the bigger ones. Like the Godzilla creepypasta was pretty big back in the day. It's one that we talked about this a little bit at the end of the last episode. It was one that sort of got outside of the general Godzilla communities, especially at the time, because this was 2011, so we were still kind of in that drought. Like we knew there was going to be an American Godzilla film coming in the next couple of years, but we didn't know anything about it. There was no images, no trailers, no nothing. I think this was still like before that Comic-Con teaser that everyone loves. So this was still in the drought. So this somehow got outside into the main creepypasta circles because I don't know if you guys remember, but creepypastas were pretty big back in the day.
Yep. Yeah, creepypastas are kind of like, oh man, what's like a modern day equivalent?
I don't know. I guess maybe like analog horror, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe analog horror or like ARGs, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
But I mean, ARGs have been around for a while. But yeah, like analog horror, I guess.
So I do real quick before we start talking about it, I want to kind of explain how we got to this point because I was trying to remember how I came up with the idea to do this, and I finally figured it out. So. We must have talked about this on the show. We did a couple months ago, you and I, Brian, guested on the Three Amigops podcast, where we ranked a bunch of cryptids for 2 hours. And so when we were developing that episode idea, we were trying to find a tier list of all of it, like a halfway decent tier list. And one of the ones we came across was like a bunch of the big ones like Bigfoot, Nessie, Mothman, all that stuff. And then like half of them were creepypasta characters. And we're like, these aren't cryptids. Like, are you telling me Smile Dog is a cryptid? No, that's not how that works. And so we're just like going at a rabbit hole of different creepypastas. And that's when I had like the eureka moment of, oh my God, there's a Godzilla creepypasta. We can cover this on Talking Toku for Halloween. And now here we are. We're doing it. We're making it a reality.
Wow, that was riveting. Thank you for telling.
Anytime, Brian. I try
Thank
my
you.
best to keep you entertained on this show, specifically you, no one else, none of the listeners. It's just for your sake, Brian. So
I mean, I am the only other one here right now.
Exactly. So it all comes full circle. Everything worked out perfectly.
So because of this thought, you made me listen to this cringe.
Yes, I did. Was it worth it, Brian?
Yeah. I mean, it was a little funny, and it was also a little nostalgic.
Okay.
Because again, wasn't really part of the creepypasta scene back in the day.
Same.
Never really was. But I do know that very base level things about creepypastas, like all the big ones from back in the day. Like I have some working knowledge of them.
Yeah.
So to see this was like a brick wall of early 2010s hitting me in the face.
Yeah. It really was like kind of a really interesting little time capsule, because it's like, wow, this is what we considered scary back in the day, you know? And like,
yeah,
you could make the argument that like, oh, I never thought it was scary. But like, these wouldn't have gotten popular if they didn't scare people, you know? And especially consider like the video game one specific, because this is not the only one. Like there was like the big one in video games was Ben Drowned, which is about Majora's Mask. I thought it was Ocarina of Time, but it's Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, like haunted copy of Majora's Mask. These were very popular for a reason, you know. Everyone loves horror, and there's just this was like the early 2010s big thing in horror. Like analog horror is the big thing right now. This was what it was for 2010s, probably around this, like about the same as like the found footage stuff. But yeah, it was a really interesting time cast, and so I guess we'll just kind of go right into this. The one that really made me kind of laugh is I can't remember where this takes place, but it's right when the game. So hold on, we should like talk about like the plot of this before I started going into this.
Yeah.
The
game he bought is spooky. It's haunted, and there's a demon in it.
Yeah, he gets so our main character Zach, he wants to play Godzilla Monster of Monsters, the old NES game, and his friend gets him a copy, but he soon finds out that it's spooky. It's not. It's nothing. It's not the same. It starts to glitch out and be all creepy, and there's different monsters in there like Titanosaurus, and it's things just start looking weird, and it just basically continues spiraling down into more fucked up, creepy, mind fuck stuff. And
I will concede that some of this, like the sprites that they had in there, were pretty creepy. They looked creepy.
The art for this story is like pretty strong. Like that's one of its strong points.
The red dude is pretty spooky.
Red is so. All right, do we want to talk about the main cast of original monsters, like Red and Solomon?
Yeah,
because they are like really cool. Red especially.
I like them.
Because Red, he's got that face, man. Like I understand like why the main character is like really unsettled by him, because he's creepy, man. Red is creepy.
I just thought it was really funny in one part of the story, the guy's just like talking about Red. He's just like, in that moment I decided I wanted to kill him, and it's just the most funniest fucking delivery I've ever heard.
It's really funny. Again, it's a time capsule.
Like, full disclosure, I didn't have time to read it. I think you read it, but I listened to it. I listened to it through a series of videos, and like the delivery was just like,
But
Oh
it's not
man,
even
it
the
was
delivery because it is written like that. Like it takes itself
Yeah.
so seriously. It's so earnest in its writing, and I can't fault it for that. Like it's not a mark against the story. I think it adds to the inherent charm of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so as he plays the game, and there's more weird stuff. Like there's different worlds now instead of like the planets in the original game. I'm trying to find where. Here it is. Yeah. So in Entropy, this is chapter 5. Near the end of the chapter, after he fights the boss, the game like starts kind of, I guess, sort of like reading his mind, because it starts talking about his old girlfriend Melissa, who was hit by a car when they were in school.
Oh yeah, what a fucking 180.
Yeah,
All of a sudden you just, I gotta tell you guys about this traumatic thing that happened to me.
So the game
And then
says
it just trauma dumps.
He trauma dumps, and the game talks about Melissa, and it's telling him to kill himself, and it's like, it's really weird because like making jokes about suicide is like really common nowadays. So it's just really weird for I don't know. It's just weirdly funny that like this is being taken so seriously. It's just
The game is cyberbullying me.
It is.
The fucking the question, like the
face
test world.
Yeah.
Face.
What a
Some
kooky character that guy is.
Some of the questions that he be asking were yeah, a little sus.
Let's see.
Not a fan.
Yeah, so I just went to a random chapter. I'm on chapter 6. So question 1 is, do elephants breathe? Question 2 is, have you ever been molested by a family member?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's something, all right, man.
Yeah, and I guess those show up like every new world.
Every new world, yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
And this is when he asks, "Will you miss me?" And then in the next world, he's just dead. He's dead.
Oh no. Face.
Rest in peace, Face. But he gets brought back at the end, which I missed. I didn't realize he also got brought back with all the other monsters. But I guess Face did get brought back. So Face is still out there. He's alive. Thank God.
He was the real hero of the story.
Yeah. It is kind of funny how like it sort of abandons like the Godzilla mythos almost entirely. Like they're bringing in new monsters and stuff like Destroya and everyone, but like it's a very tangential connection to the franchise. Like it's barely a Godzilla thing.
There's just like some Godzilla references, but the story has nothing to do with Godzilla. It's just the game it's playing.
It's
like, it feels like if he was playing any other game, Red would just like infect that one.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm sure you could, you could put this into the context of any other game. I guess just the author, like, I mean, clearly he was a Godzilla fan because he put all the time and effort into making these new sprites from all these other monsters. But yeah, you could really just put the story, like the skin of the story, on any other game, and it would work perfectly fine. But yeah, it's interesting. It's just kind of funny that he chose Godzilla, and now here we are talking about it. 10 years.
You know, actually, that reminded me, another part of the story that felt really funny to me was, it was early on, and he was remarking at how like this whoever changed the game or like programmed it or whatever, like, is clearly a Godzilla fan and knows their Godzilla stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, that is very self-congratulatory, because I know that you wrote all that. It's just really so fucking funny.
It's really funny. It's like, oh, the Orga did the thing in the movie where he tried to swallow Godzilla. It's like, yeah.
Oh my God, Biollante came out in rose form. He's just wojacking the whole time. Man, there was a time before wojacking. Can you believe it?
This was before wojacking, Brian. This was well before.
I know. I know. What was he even doing while writing all of this?
I
He's
don't
just
know.
sitting there staring at his screen, not pointing.
Maybe, but I found this
What?
comment. I found this comment on chapter 8, and it says Red has 69 bars of health for his final form. Nice.
Whoa.
That's pretty
Dude,
sick.
that's the funny number.
That is the funny number.
Right
That's
there.
pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, the story. Red, I guess, caused this dude's girlfriend to kill herself or
Which we
something.
do, no, because she got hit by a truck. She got ran over by a truck and she died. And apparently Red
Yeah.
caused that. It's never explained exactly how that happened. I know there is a sequel, Godzilla Replay, that I wanted to check out to see if that was anything.
Hey, please don't make me.
No. We won't. We won't. I was gonna try and read it on my own time to talk about it here on the show, but I didn't get it. I didn't get time to read it because I don't even think it's done because it says there's only 5 chapters on this website I'm looking at. There's 5 chapters and a prologue, so it's there's 6 chapters. Sorry, and the last update was March of last year, so I don't know if it's still going. It doesn't seem like it's over, but I don't.
It's taken him so long to write the chapters because every time he starts typing them up, his keyboard catches on fire because he's fucking writing fire, dude. He's writing some bangers.
True. Well, he needs to get that cool new Godzilla
Can't
gamer
get any
keyboard.
goddamn work done. Oh yeah, we didn't put that in the news.
Yeah,
Damn it.
He's got to get the new Godzilla gamer keyboard. That way, he'll get through it quicker.
I am buying one of those.
Are you actually going to buy the gamer Godzilla
keyboard? They're going to be like I think it's like $150. I'm going to buy it.
Oh my god.
I have to.
There is a Mecha Godzilla one.
That's the one I'm buying.
Is it? Okay, good. Good.
Yeah. The one where he's on the caps lock key, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
But yeah, so there is a sequel. Anyway. I haven't read it. But I do want to kind of see because I want to know if like his connection to Red gets explained at all because it says he says in the epilogue. But the one question that kept me up for many nights was Red said he had known me for a long time. How? And then it's because it's in the epilogue. He doesn't really go into any more detail than that. So like I know it kind of like adds to the mysterious aspect because I think at the time creepypastas were they were posted on like message boards and image boards, so they were kind of presented as like, oh, this actually happened to me, like this was a true story. Obviously that's not the case, but that was how they were presented at the time. Like they weren't coming out and saying like, oh, this is a fictional story. So I understand that kind of like adds to that mystique of it, but reading it now, over 10 years later, it's like, okay, I kind of want to know like what's going on there, but do I care enough at this point to really go into it? I don't know.
I feel like it's better if you don't explain it.
Yeah, but the fact that he brings it up in the epilogue again, it feels like he should have. I don't know.
I guess so. I just like any answer that he comes up with, like, I just don't think it's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like, you could try to go like do some cosmic horror bullshit, but like it's really hard to write that and make it seem like like it is serious. Most of the time just comes off as goofy. So I don't know, but whatever. I mean, I just thought Red was just an asshole. He just showed up.
He is. He's kind of a prick.
He is a big asshole. He changes up a whole lot. He turns into a fish sometimes. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
He's got that alien mouth, that alien double mouth.
Yeah. I really also just want to appreciate all of the like extra models that were like shown aside from the different monster designs, like all the weird like animals and stuff. Like that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah. Again,
but
like we said,
I don't know what any of it means.
I don't. I don't even know if they have meaning of just other than just being weird and creepy, which I feel like that is the case. But I don't know for sure because, like,
yeah,
I wonder. I wonder if we could like get in touch with the guy who wrote this and like maybe talk to him. That
would be a really interesting conversation.
I think it would. I have no idea how we could find him though.
Because like the biggest, like the craziest thing to me is like, how do you just have this? Like this idea is like weird on its own. Like I know like the idea of like infected video games or like cursed video games is like, it's not a new one. Like there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
But like fucking Godzilla, like it's just kind of like not really a game you would choose for that,
Yeah. I'm trying to. I'm
it's just I don't know.
I'm actually looking now. See if I can find him somewhere, but.
And like there's so much just random shit in this. Like I'm really interested if it's just like ideas that he had that he just put in there, or if they all have some kind of connection or something.
Oh, I think I found him on Twitter.
Oh, did you?
Oh, he hasn't posted anything since April of last year, but.
Oh no. Again, he's too busy typing up the next chapters. Boards keep catching on fire.
No, he did. He was one tweet away from a cool number. He has 665 tweets. He could have had one more and been cool.
Oh, he could have been.
That's unfortunate.
You should DM him right now and be like, "Hey, do you want to come on our podcast? Also, you should send out one more tweet and never tweet out again."
That would be pretty funny.
After you tweet that last tweet, retire from it and then go into Blue Sky.
Oh yeah, we're on Blue Sky now. I forgot about that.
Oh, are we actually?
Yeah, we are. I haven't. I've barely. I think I'll bring it up. I've made like a single post on Blue Sky.
Well, you can manage that because I'm done with social media aside from Instagram. Thank you very much.
Why am I signed out?
Oh
man, I don't know what the password for this is.
Do you need to go on there right now?
I want to know what the fun. The one single post I made was when I first put up the account, but it's taking a long. I'm pretty sure it was just like, "What's a Blue Sky?" and that's all I put. That's all I put.
Wow, you're so quirky, Dave.
I know. That's our brand on Twitter, at least.
I mean, with bangers like that, I don't know how we're not already swimming in followers.
I know, right?
Like,
well, I mean, that's how I run the Twitter. Like it's all random bullshit.
That's fair. All right,
because that's my brand.
Where are we on this topic?
I don't know. We were trying to find the guy.
This is your idea.
We were trying to find the guy to talk to him about this.
Yeah, and you did find him, and now you have to DM him and harass him until he gets on and talks to us.
Well, if I DM him too many times, Brian, he's not going to want to talk to us. He's like, "Who the fuck are these guys?"
That's fair. That would be weird. All right.
Oh, hold on. Oh, no, this is still last year. Damn. This is upsetting. All right. Yeah, where were we on this? Were you scared at any point, Brian? Were you spooked?
Was I? No.
No,
I'd say
spooked?
Probably the only thing that was like a little bit creepy was just Red, like his final boss form was pretty spooky, but like I don't know, I was never like scared at all.
Okay,
I just kind of appreciated how creepy some of the imagery was.
Yeah, I do think like the first time that Red like acknowledges him like outside the game, like when he first breaks the fourth wall, is a little creepy, because he turns his head to look directly at Zack, that's kind of creepy. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, because it's right after, and this is kind of funny. Like it's during one of the chase sequences, and he escapes, and he goes, "Not this time, asshole!" And that's when Red stops and turns to look, and it starts off kind of funny, but then I don't know. It's really charming in its cringiness, I think.
Yeah, I do like the very earnest attempts at trying to make it like really creepy, because it's I do see that they tried to, like, there are a lot of like images in the creepypasta that are like, if I was just like 10 years younger at my little fucking laptop and I was just scrolling through the internet late at night past my bedtime, I could see how it could be a little creepy.
Exactly. And that's like the whole like draw of creepypastas. Like the creepypastas in general were like aimed at more of a younger audience, because it was very of the internet, and
yeah,
a lot of them were about video games and stuff like that. So I think that it was definitely made like with that audience in mind. So I think context, I think creepypastas are very context specific. So yeah, I think back then, if we were that young, like I could totally see this being scary, because there is like a lot of like kind of disturbing visuals in here, aside from Red, like especially in like the later chapters as it gets more and more like hellish.
Yeah, like all the not versions of
those
like
things are weird, dude.
I really dug the design of not Baragon. I thought that was like actually really cool looking. And he also had a fucking Gatling gun.
Yeah, that was interesting.
What the fuck? Yeah, that wasn't really scary, but it looked pretty dope.
Not Gigan's interesting. He's got no head, and he's got the big mouth on his stomach.
Kind of reminded me a bit of a Cacodemon.
Oh, he kind of does,
bit.
just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're interesting. The not monsters are interesting.
Yeah, but it is kind of funny though. It's just like, because so many of them are just like incomprehensible. Like the whole part, like Godzilla part of it, really does just kind of fly out the window.
Yeah, like you cannot so some of them you can kind of see. Like Mogera, there's the shapes are definitely still there. Same with Gazora.
Yeah.
Varan especially is one that looks the closest, I think. But after that, you really can't tell. I mean, Gigan at least has
Godzilla, who is the robot dog with a man's head.
Yeah,
or some
that's
shit.
not even close, dude.
Creepy. What did they do to my boy?
I have a question for you, Brian. And I know he talks about this in the story itself, but like, just why don't you just turn the game off, man? Why don't you just walk away? Play a different game.
Because he wants to kill Red. You heard him. He was very passionate.
I know.
He wants to kill him. It was fun. Also funny. He said, "This game makes me feel feelings that I wasn't feeling before," and it was just like, wow. That was profound.
Yeah, it's really funny.
That was really funny. There were some really funny lines in this. I had something I was gonna say.
I feel like we're being a little too negative on this. I want to stress.
I'm not negative on it. I understand.
Yeah.
Why this got popular, but
I did not dislike this.
Yeah, in hindsight, like, things just become funnier, you know? Like I guarantee you, in like 10, 20 years, people are gonna look back at like analog horror and like the current analog horror genres, or like the current like internet horror scenes, and think it's funny.
Oh, they
Like, people
are.
gonna look
They
back
already
at
are.
people are already going back to back rooms and being like, look how fucking hilarious this looks, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, no, people are
Like
already doing
it.
that. Have I shown you that one Skinamarink video?
Oh man, I've seen so many Skinamarink memes.
Have you seen the movie?
Oh yeah, I've seen
Okay,
it. Yeah.
so there's this video that my friend Giovanni showed me after I first watched Skinamarink, and it was like the demon. I can't remember if it was named, but it was basically the demon trying to convince the kid to do a Looney Tunes bit, and it was like it was the when Wile E. Coyote paints the tunnel to make the roadrunner run into the wall. And the ghost and the demons.
Oh my god, I think I know.
Have you?
I know the one you're talking about. I think I've seen that. Yeah.
And the demon's like, you have to run into the wall. I mean the tunnel.
Yep.
I promise. It's real. And you hear him like trying not to laugh. It is so funny. And don't get me wrong, I really liked Skinamarink, but that is the only thing I can think of whenever I think about Skinamarink is that goddamn video because it's so funny.
Yeah.
So people,
honestly, I agree. Yeah, Skinamarink. I was scared while I was watching it, but as soon as I went onto the internet, saw all the memes, like I don't think I could watch it again and not laugh.
Yeah, exactly. So we're already at that point, and I think like creepypastas are obviously very well past that point, but it is still like a fun thing to look back on. Like I remember a couple of years ago, I think this was like in the middle of COVID. This is probably why I went back to do this. I went through like the entire first season of Marble Hornets. Do you remember Marble Hornets, Brian?
No.
It was one of like the big things in like the Slender Man mythos. It was like this series of like found footage horror short films on YouTube that were like for the time really well made. Going back to them, I'm like, I could have fucking made these, dude. And that's not to like trash on I think his name's Troy, the guy who made him. I think his name's Troy. Like it's not to trash on him on his ability as a filmmaker. It's just like, oh wow, I thought this was like peak cinema when I was a kid, but it's really not. But yeah, like I had a blast. I binged that season when I went back to that a couple years ago. I really enjoyed it. Like there's still 100% enjoyment to be found in creepypastas.
It's just in a different form, mainly.
Yeah, but I do think nostalgia definitely plays a part in it. And as we talked about, like neither of us were super big in a whole lot of creepypastas. I liked the Slender Man stuff. Like Marble Hornets is really the only thing I consumed a lot of way back in the day. But like, I only know stuff like Ben Drowned and Squidward Suicide just because they're big. They were big in the cultural zeitgeist at the time. Like I'd never really looked into them until like no one cared anymore, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, I already said never really big into creepypasta, but like this is definitely early 2000s stuff. And like, I don't know, it's just a simpler time. You know?
It was. Again, like I said,
and honestly, like it's kind of weird because everyone always talks about like how bad, like how not great it was to be a Godzilla fan during the drought, and like waiting and like this is what people did to like stay busy as a fan. And like just going back and having to like reminding yourself like how much work you used to have to put into like staying a Godzilla fan during this time. Like, I don't know, it was pretty interesting like what people were doing to fill their time or like try and connect with other fans and stuff. Like it's, you know, pretty interesting. I think it's just good to read as like even like just a history lesson, honestly. Do you think creepypastas are ever going to make a comeback, Dave?
I think they will in one form or another. What that may be, I have no idea. But like I'm sure they're still going to this day. I don't think they're quite as popular as they were 10 years ago.
I have a theory as to why.
Okay.
It's because creepypastas are primarily a written thing,
Mm.
and people can't read now.
That's your theory? Okay.
I'm dead serious. I genuinely think that the one of the biggest contributors to the decline of a lot of written horror online media is because people don't read now.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, I don't know. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, well, here's the thing. Like, obviously, like TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels are all like the thing that most people consume nowadays. There are already people doing stuff like that on those platforms. Like, I remember there was this guy who was like basically going out into the wilderness to look for skinwalkers, basically, and every so often he'd update like, "Ooh, this creepy thing happened to me." So like, that's basically a creepypasta right there, just in video format. So I think it's
fair.
yeah, it's still going to this day. It's just they've just changed platforms basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I just always associated creepypastas with like the creepypasta site where everything was written.
Well, I think
So-
like creepypasta, like
But it's not specifically written.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I think most of them are written because it's from the word copypasta. You know, something that you know hit Control C, Control V. So it was obviously meant to be written, but I think it's evolved at this point. It's evolved into other forms, and I guess that's kind of how things stay relevant, is that they evolve and everything. So it makes sense.
And a follow-up to that would be, I know we've had a few kind of like Godzilla, like I know there was like one Godzilla analog horror that people kind of hated. But like generally I don't think Godzilla like really is like suitable for like an analog horror or like an internet horror story. But what do you think about that?
So I
That might
think
be
I
an
know,
unpopular opinion that I have, but
I know the one you're talking about that not a lot of people like. Was it The Man in the Suit?
yeah, that one.
Yeah, there was another one around the same time as that I saw people talking about, but I remember people. I didn't check out either of them because like I'm not big on analog horror to begin with. Same with creepypastas. I think the reason people didn't like that was because it was like they were claiming it was like disrespectful to Haruo Nakajima's memory, which I have no idea if that's the case because I never read it. I mean, I can see. Going off what little I know of it, I can sort of see why they would come to that conclusion, because it was basically like him like taking the suit home, being like, "Oh, I'm like, I feel like I'm becoming Godzilla or whatever," and I'm like, okay, I can kind of see why people would think that, but from what I've seen, the guy posts be like, "I never meant this to be offensive. This was just a spooky little idea I had that I thought would be fun." But I don't know. I don't really find myself caring one way or the other. I guess it's the kind of a long-winded answer to that question, but
That was long-winded. I'm kind of in the same conclusion, but I don't think Godzilla is really like suitable for internet horror of any kind.
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
But that being said, this one is probably the best you're gonna get.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong. You know, if there's someone out there that. Well, actually, there was an analog short. It was like a one-off short of basically someone. It was just this guy at like a lighthouse that he saw Godzilla coming up in like the pitch blackness, and all you really saw was like his silhouette going by in the camera. That was actually really creepy, really well done. I haven't really seen anything else like that. I feel like it works best in those little bursts in like a single one-off rather than like an ongoing story, just because the more you go and like the more you like dive into the lore of it, I think the less scary it becomes. So I feel I feel like that Godzilla, at least with a franchise like Godzilla, it would work better as like one-offs for horror.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
That's where I stand.
I really like those mini shorts that people make of like not even Godzilla, but just like, you know, like even like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like there's that one clip that I always talk about where it's the
I know exactly what you're talking about.
raptor and it's like in pitch black and all you see is its silhouette and its eye shine.
Yeah,
like I really appreciate stuff like that.
Let's see if I can find that Godzilla one I'm talking about. I'll send that to you.
Yeah, I need to see that. But in terms of this though, I mean, do we have anything else we really want to talk about for
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Yeah.
I
kind of a low-key Halloween episode.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's okay
Just
though.
talking about
there's nothing wrong with that.
I personally, you know, actually now that you say it, I would really like to see somebody kind of like make like really short vignettes of like showing Godzilla from like ultra realistic angles or in ultra realistic lighting. Like I feel like that would be really cool.
Go look at the video I just sent you.
Yeah, exactly like this, but like more of it, you know.
Yeah. So
yeah. You know what? No, I have seen this.
Yeah. This one was really good. I really liked that one a lot. So
yeah,
I would love to see more.
And you know what? You know what? What am I talking about? What's that one channel that made like the Living with Monsters?
Oh, Lost Utopia Films.
Yeah, like that too. Like even like fake, like kind of like news reports or like
that's not as like horror. It's more just action sci-fi. Also, he was the one.
Some of his stuff was fucking creepy. There's some imagery from the Griffin that was pretty creepy.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but he was the one who did the trailer for the Godzilla Gamer keyboard.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he's the one who made that trailer.
No way.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, he's been doing some ads recently. He did the ad for the Yongari and the Pulgazari figures from Titanic Creations as well.
That's so cool. I did see on YouTube he uploaded a community message or something saying that he had a cool thing that he was working on.
Yeah. Now you know.
So, that's pretty dope. Now I do know. God. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is some good ass lighting.
Yeah, it's cool. All right. Shall we move on to our last segment, Brian?
I think so. I have stuff I want to talk about.
You have stuff you want to talk about?
I want to talk about.
Oh my god. You
do.
Never have stuff you want to talk about.
I know.
I wonder if it's the thing I think you're thinking of talking about.
It probably is because of a specific thing at the end.
Yeah. Is it the one we both saw?
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Smile 2. Smile harder.
Yeah. Smile 2. Smile again.
Smile again. Okay.
Smile again. Really fucking good this year has been S tier for horror.
It has.
It's honestly
honestly
kind of unbelievable. I always thought that the original Smile was one of the biggest like pleasant surprises I've ever had. Like the idea for the movie is something that seems like it would just be thrown together and just be kind of shitty. But then the first movie ended up being really good. You know, it did some things that I didn't really like, but Smile 2 took all of the bullshit that I didn't like about the first one, deleted it, and made one of the tightest and most terrifying movies I've seen in quite a long time.
Yeah, I'm 100% in agreement there.
And the effects, specifically at the end with the Smile Monster, were genuinely incredible. It is crazy to me that in the same year, not even a month apart, we got a masterpiece like The Substance, and then immediately had it followed up by another masterpiece, Smile 2.
Yep.
That just doesn't happen often, like, at all. I don't think, and we haven't even gotten Nosferatu yet, which I can already tell you is going to be, it's already going to be a good movie. Yeah. So fucking great. Smile 2 is fucking great. What a pleasant surprise. I can't wait for
I
Smile 3.
I don't think anyone was expecting Smile to be quite this good. I know I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I liked Smile, the first Smile, but I didn't love it. And like you said, like every single problem I had with that first movie is pretty much gone in this second one.
Yeah.
You know, they really it's one of the best sequels I've seen in a while. It's bigger, it's better. They improved upon literally everything about that first movie. And it is probably the biggest surprise of the year for me. Yeah, just
Also, like, surprisingly gruesome compared to the original.
I was honestly like really like from the beginning too. Like when I don't want to go into too much spoilers here, but like the first
light spoilers.
Light spoilers. The character who with the truck at the very beginning when it goes into the title card, that was like pretty bad.
Oh my god, fantastic title card, by the way.
Oh, great title card.
Up there with Evil Dead Rise.
Yep.
In terms of epicness.
The inciting death with the weight.
Oh,
that was
disgusting.
that looked real. That looked real.
Yeah.
I have no idea how they did that effect. I mean, it was very clearly all practical, but it looked so good, dude.
The effect of like his like lower cheek just kind of like
just
falling
hanging
off a teensy bit.
Dude.
Like actual goosebumps. And like, let me tell you guys, like, I have been watching horror movies for far too long, like before I should have.
You and me both.
There is not
There
is not a lot of stuff left that scares me. Like actually, I was fucking terrified the whole time. The jump scares were not lazy in the slightest. They all had proper build up and they all changed it up so you never knew what was coming or when it was.
Every single one felt earned.
Some of them got me so bad that I like physically jumped and like I was like clutching on to Sam. I was fucking terrified.
I told you after I saw the movie, there was a guy in my theater who was full on screaming at every jump scare. I'm gonna try I'm gonna lean away from the mic so I don't blow it out, and I'm gonna try my best to approximate the actual scream, because I explained it to you in text, but I don't think it quite got across like what his scream sounded like. So I'm gonna try to do it for you. I'm gonna lean away from the mic. So this is about what his scream sounded like.
Okay.
Ah! That's what his scream sounded like. Like when I say it is the perfect approximation of the letters A H H H H H H, that is what I mean.
That's really good.
It was so funny.
I mean, we had a few people like screaming in our theater, but like not like that. You know, honestly, I was very happy to see how packed that movie theater was.
Mine was packed too.
There were lots of people stoked to see it. Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah.
And also, I just want to highlight acting, super good.
Naomi Scott.
No
Holy
complaints.
Shit, dude. That's right.
I
also hold on.
Whoa, jeez. Interrupting me, damn.
I need to ask you this, Brian, because this floored me when I first looked it up. Did Naomi Scott look familiar at all to you?
Not really.
No. You don't remember her in a certain movie from 2017?
2017.
In pink armor.
Oh, Power Rangers?
She was the Pink Ranger in the Power Rangers.
Really?
Yes.
Look this up.
You're in disbelief. You have to find out for yourself.
I am in disbelief. I didn't. Oh my God, you're right. Holy shit! Look at that.
Because like every trailer I saw, I was like, why does she look so familiar?
She's there alongside dude from Stranger Things, asshole Billy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that was the first thing I saw him in as well.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's crazy.
I do think I recognized her mostly from an old, I don't even think it was a Sci-Fi Channel series. Terra Nova. Do you know this TV series, Brian? God, it was on Fox. It was about Earth is ruined, and it's overpopulation, air quality sucks. So
of course.
Do you want to know how humanity decides to keep living?
They I don't know.
You were really
to the ocean, maybe?
You were really thinking about no, they go back in time and try to live in the Cretaceous period.
That's fucking stupid. Okay.
It was stupid, but it was 2011 and there were dinosaurs and it was really fun and I liked it a lot. So she was a main character on that.
They do know that once they go back there is an expiration date, right?
Yeah.
Like they know what's coming.
You know, I don't know.
Are you kidding me? For real?
I don't know.
That's the dumbest solution I've ever heard.
I don't know if they ever actually covered that.
Dave, you're telling me it is easier to literally go back in time and live in a period of Earth's existence where there is a gigantic asteroid coming.
Yeah, yes.
Instead of either terraforming the planet or just fucking off and leaving to go to another planet. You're telling me that it's easier to literally invent time travel. I'm floored right now. We need to move on.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't remember if this was ever actually touched upon in the series because it got canceled after one season. But now
Good.
No, but what if they did? What if in like the next couple seasons they did? Remember how fucking funny it was in 65 when the camera pans up and you see the asteroid coming? Remember how fucking funny that was? Imagine that. Imagine that in a syndicated TV series.
Oh my God, that was pretty funny.
We're gonna next episode we're reviewing Terra Nova. That's what we're doing.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna say next episode we're reviewing 65 again.
Oh, and Stephen Lang was in that show too. He was basically the same character he was in Avatar.
Oh.
He was
boring.
Yeah. I liked Terra Nova.
Okay.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Let's move on. Anything else?
Go fucking see Smile 2. Just do it.
Go see Smile 2. I agree.
Also, don't try and be a big man who's like, oh, I'm not scared of anything. Let yourself be scared. It is fun. It's fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I am over people trying to be big tough, going like, oh, I'm not scared. Like the appeal of horror movies is that you get scared and then it's just a bit of adrenaline and then you're over it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're not scared, then there's no reason to go, and then you're not respecting good horror movies like Smile. So yeah, whatever. Aside from that, let me think here. What else have I been doing? Nothing, I guess. We caught up a bit on Arc.
Yep, we're still a couple episodes behind, but we'll get there.
I know blasphemy here, but we still have not watched any of Chaos Theory Season 2.
It's not
we
fair.
We are still the number one fans. We're still number one.
It's not fair that they dropped this in October when I'm
it's
fully
true.
focused on horror.
Fuck, dude?
Why would they do that? But don't worry. Our next episode will be a review of Season 2 of Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Don't worry. That's a promise. That's a talking Toku promise.
It's gonna happen. We were gonna start watching it yesterday, but unfortunately, I am a student and it sucks.
Brian ruined everything.
I did. I'm sorry.
It's
Anyways,
okay.
yeah, so that's what I've been checking out. What about you, Dave?
Oh, I don't think I talked about Leviathan. I think that was I watched that after we recorded the other day. I watched Leviathan. It was basically Alien but underwater, and it was pretty cool.
I like Leviathan. It's
I
a
liked
goofy
it too.
B movie.
It is.
It's not the best, but it's good enough to be entertaining.
Yeah, I would watch it again. That's that's what
and it's got RoboCop in it.
It's got RoboCop in it. That's a big plus.
What else could you ask for?
I watched. This isn't really kaiju or even monster movie related, but I watched Versus but I'm mentioning it here because that was the first feature film debut of Godzilla Final Wars director Ryuhei Kitamura, and oh my god, I love that movie so much. It might be one of the best ones I watched all month. And Brian, I told you this separately, but there are plenty of cape swishes just for you because I know that's what you like.
I do love cape swishes. For anyone who doesn't know, I got Dave and I really drunk by making a drinking rule for Godzilla Final Wars to take a drink every time there's a cape swish, and it was a bad idea.
It was a very bad idea.
So,
yes.
Yeah, don't do that.
I watched VHS 94, and it was really, really good. The first short in that movie is about a big, gross rat man who there's a cult that worships the Rat Man. It's pretty cool.
Oh my god, like the Melrose Rat Man.
The Melrose Rat Man. Well, here's the thing. So, all right, have we talked about the Melrose Rat Man on this show?
I think so.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Well, if not, too bad. I'm not providing context either way. So, Howard and I created the concept of the Melrose Rat Man totally separate from this movie. When I started watching this, the short is presented as like a news broadcast. I'm like, oh, this is a little too similar to what we had in mind for the Melrose Rat Man. I feel like people are gonna claim we're ripping this off, which we are not. That was not the intent. I had no idea. I knew of the movie, but I didn't know that's how it was presented in the movie. So, but yeah, that's, if you go watch that short, that's basically what we had in mind for the Melrose Rat Man. No one is going to know what I'm talking about.
He's living amongst you, Dave.
He's in the sewers.
Yeah.
His name is Ratma. Ratma. Raatma. Ratma.
You and Howard should make a cult.
We should make a cult. We should make a cult, Brian.
Hang out down in the sewers. No, I'm good.
The cult of talking Toku.
I'm not into cults, okay? Cults are weird.
Okay.
Cults are weird, and I don't want people talking to me.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Cool.
That was a joke. I'm sorry. I love our fans. I do.
Brian hates our fans.
But this is not a cult. This is not a cult.
But it could be.
Not a cult.
It could be, Brian. It could be a cult.
Okay.
We should end the episode.
Anything else you can watch? we should end the episode. You're done. That's all the stuff you saw this week, right?
That was everything that like monster related.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason I thought I had something else that I did, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
So whatever. What are we doing next time? Chaos
Theory, man.
2?
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. We gotta reclaim our title of the biggest fans of Camp Cretaceous Chaos Theory.
Yeah. So we're gonna bang that out and be back in 2 weeks to talk about it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we won't have missed the train by then.
I haven't seen. Oh, here's the thing. Here, let's look up to see how many podcasts have been reviewing Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 2. I'd be willing to bet not many. All right, well, the Jurassic Park podcast beat us to it. That makes sense, though.
Oh man, well, we can't compete with
we
them,
can't
so
compete
it's
with the
fair.
Jurassic Park podcast.
They have it in their name. That's all that they do. They are sat at their computers and they activate once a new Jurassic thing comes out,
Wait, hold
and
on
then
a
they put
second.
it out.
Oh, man, and they interviewed one of the producers. Damn, why can't we do that?
I mean, I think we can. We just have to be annoying.
Well, we can do that.
Maybe.
We can do that. We can be annoying.
I guess so.
That's
All
like
right,
that's like one of our biggest strengths, Brian.
It definitely is. Yeah. So yeah. So look forward to that. And I think that's the end.
Oh, we
Right.
gotta shout out all our socials, Brian. We are on Facebook and
go
Twitter.
Follow us on Instagram.
And yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Blue Sky, all at Talking Toku.
Yep, and we're hopefully gonna stream again pretty soon.
We'll stream again. Now that it's getting out of October and I don't have to watch a horror movie every day, I'll have more free time. Even though I've already skipped a couple of days.
Yeah. I'm hoping to be able to stream maybe every other week, maybe
nice.
every week if we feel like it, but it's just been kind of difficult. October's been a bit of a busy month for the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And that's it, I think. That's good. That's it, right?
I think so.
Are we done talking?
We're done talking.
Can I go home now?
You are home.
Can you let me go? Can you let me out of this NES?
No,
please?
no, you're stuck in the game cartridge to live with Godzilla.
Oh,
At least you get to
no.
live with Godzilla.
Are you telling me that I got run over by a truck and I don't remember?
I would hope not,
Am I
because
stuck in here?
well, let's think. Does that mean I can talk to ghosts, or is it just because you're stuck in the? Does your computer have an NES cartridge slot on it somewhere?
I don't know. There's lots of stuff on the back of my computer. I don't look back there. Who knows what's back there?
Okay, you built the damn thing.
Did I build it or did it build me?
What the fuck are you talking about?